tell you what I used to do is,
What?
like if things were too hot,
Yes.
I figured, well, black pepper was always hot.
Right.
And then my mind just said, well, if that's hot, then the salt's got to be cold. So if something was too hot, I put more salt on it.
Gdayall, and welcome to episode 93 from Hate to Rate. Feels a bit busy with the dog right now, so if you hear any running around, that would be Ralphie. Look, in today's podcast, taste buds and lab coats collide. Phil,
Yes.
what do you think has been the biggest food drink flop you can
Well,
think of?
drink flop. First one comes to bed is the new Coke.
Yes,
That's
absolutely
That was
correct.
the biggest flop in history.
Yes, I have stats on that one for you.
Oh.
I knew he would. Okay. 77 days after its release, the company
Canceled.
but it gets better. Brought back old Coke under the guise of classic Coke. The reason for the decision was that only 13% of soda drinkers liked new Coke.
Where was all that testing? Don't they do all this?
I don't know. Angry fans launched campaigns, collected signatures, and started hotlines to force the company to bring back the original soft drink. But my favorite part of the story is ABC's news anchor, Peter Jennings.
Yeah. He's Canadian.
Well, broke into daytime soap opera General Hospital.
Oh, this is a news alert.
To tell viewers Coca-Cola was giving into public outrage and slumping sales to bring the original soft drink back.
I wonder if it even got sacked.
I'm sure.
Oh, I bet a whole
Yeah,
lot
a
of
lot of
people got sacked.
Yes.
And can you think of any other
Do you have
food
any?
ones?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Look,
thinking.
you know what? I can think of one here.
Yeah.
Which is
Probably.
barbecue shapes.
And
Barbecue.
Vegemite 2.0.
Okay, no, I don't
Oh.
care about Vegemite. Barbecue shapes.
Boy, what about him?
Well, what happened is they changed the recipe. They didn't tell people, and it started on the radio. People going, "Did you notice that there's not enough
Oh, there's
seasoning?"
this stuff on the top of it.
Yeah, and they had changed the way they did it. It was an old recipe, and all of a sudden, people were searching for old stock.
Ah, they didn't even put new and improved, huh?
They
No.
cleared the shelves, and then they were told, Victoria Bitter, I'm hearing from the producer.
Yeah, that's right. They reduced the alcohol on VB.
Yeah, they did.
That's an outrage.
That was an outrage.
And then they replaced it, and because the people would pay more, to have more alcohol.
Well, that makes sense. And Vegemite 2.0, which was just a disaster.
Why do they do these things after all that time?
And they got Vegemite cheesy. Isn't that disaster? Vegemite ice cream. Like, come on.
Ooh, I think people think that they just have to make something different just
Yes.
to have some buzz. So maybe it was worth it to produce something that was rubbishy for a while to get everyone back in to be excited about the old product. Sounds like a bit of a kerfuffle.
Mhm.
And now, part of today with Hate and Rate, part of the idea behind it is stuff you hated maybe as a kid that you like now. Stuff that was bad for you, but now you know it's good for you, or vice versa.
Eggs.
Every day. Yeah, eggs.
Right.
I
They're
am-
bad for you. They're good for you. They're bad. Good.
well, like I
bad,
told
good,
you with
bad, good.
coffee, I was just like back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a list of official superfoods, and that changes hourly just about.
Mhm.
And where do you stand on all of these things? And a few concoctions to maybe make some rubbishy stuff good.
Yeah, well, we always doing that.
Well, we're trying.
See, that's cooking.
Oh, Phil, you are
Sorry.
shocking.
I always got to fix it up.
That's it. And after all, she spoke on the podcast when we're in the shop and all of that. Now, one thing that I love when it's cooked correctly, and I cannot stand when it's bad, is okra. I like deep fried,
Deep
covered-
fried okra.
covered. It's like chopped up but covered in cornmeal.
Yeah.
It's like popcorn.
See,
It's
I never
fantastic.
grew up on okra or anything like that. So it was like something I tasted it and like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. But, but now we got smoker
Mhm.
in the store.
Yes.
So it's like pickled okra, but smoky.
No, I like pickled okra because it's crunchy. It's the whole. See, now my grandma, my dad's mom, used to cook it until it was
Like
slimy.
a soup and it's slimy. Yeah, I know.
I remember being little. It's one of the few things I refused. But that brings us to fun fact number 1.
Yes.
So I think this is Delta State. So I'm trying to think which is it, Alabama? Where was it? Anyway, I gave it to the producer.
Delta be like Georgia.
Or Georgia or Mississippi, maybe?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
So,
Delta doing. I don't
Delta
know.
State's historic mascot is the Statesman. So if you know who that is, you'll go there. But in the late 1980s, the DSU students decided that the Statesmen simply weren't fearsome enough. So they voted to become the Delta State Fighting Okra because, everyone fears okra.
Yeah.
And if you look at him, he's got a snarl on his face and his
got a little
his
tail
little
and stuff,
his
yeah.
little fists are up.
Cleveland, Mississippi.
Cleveland, Mississippi.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Cleveland's everywhere. I've been to Cleveland, Kansas.
Yes, we were talking about that. I feel like
Or
I'm
Pittsburgh, anyway.
I feel like there's Pittsburgh near me in California. There's a lot of Pittsburghs.
Yeah.
Now, Brussels sprouts, fun fact number 2. I'm going to leave the last 2 for you, Phil, because
Okay.
I know how much you
All
love
right.
it. So, Brussels sprouts supplied enough power to light up a Christmas tree on London's South Bank on 2013.
So how did that happen?
I don't know.
Did
Maybe
they
it
cook the sprouts and?
could have been. I don't know. All the little kids might have thought didn't want them.
Oh
Yeah, they're
yeah.
cruciferous. Now, Brenton
Mhm.
didn't have a Brussels sprout until
3 weeks ago.
no, it's probably about 2 years ago. But he had been eating them for years and didn't realize it. Well, you got to do what you got to
There you
do.
go. And number 3, we got 4 today, huh?
Yes.
So number 3, a type of beet known as a sugar beet is a source of around half of the world's refined sugar.
Mhm.
Okay, and sugar beets contain 20% sugar compared to 8% for red beets.
Yes.
And there was a documentary that we talked about a while ago about how this one Cuban guy controls all of the
Oh,
sugar
yes.
in America and the pricing, and that's why all the went to high fructose corn syrup and stuff like that.
That's
To
right.
beat him up. Anyway, and then the bonus beet fact, we can beat on this. Beets were considered an aphrodisiac in Roman times. Ugh. Modern scientists have found that beets absorb and store high amounts of boron,
Boron, which is not
which
like
is
moron.
essential in creating human sex hormones.
Hormones.
Yeah,
Which is
organs.
Hey, you gotta get
hormones,
yourself in
same
trouble.
thing, right? Yeah.
You need George Carlin to comment on this one, I reckon.
No, he only talks about yogurt, which we'll probably get to later.
Which, yes, if you
Yeah.
think about that. Now, one thing on sugar beets,
Yeah.
they're grown sort of in the San Joaquin Valley in California, and you used to see them when we would commute back and forth in the mornings, and then you'd see these big, giant, they're like, imagine a sweet potato,
Mhm.
about 5 times the size. Ugly, but looks like that, and
Right.
they'd be all over the
Oh,
freeway.
yeah, I've seen
If
those
a truck
all
had
over
to
the
stop
road.
quickly
Yeah.
and they'd fall out.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom's like, we can't.
Yeah.
They
I
can't
remember
do it
traveling
ourselves.
somewhere and we're seeing these things all over the road and saying, what are these things? Are they
Sugar
coming down
beets.
from Earth or space or somewhere?
So I wonder, we've got to think about that too with like Coca-Cola and things using natural sugar.
Yeah.
I wonder
Well, they use corn syrup, which is high fructose.
well, but if you the Mexican Coke
yeah.
or the different ones.
Well, they
different
would use
countries.
probably real sugar because they don't have to worry about the Cubans. A Cuban guy.
They've got
you
the
know.
cane.
Yeah,
Well-
okay. Well, anyway, that's sweet enough. We'll be back after a few words from our sponsor. All right, we're back, and we're going to talk about when food goes bad.
And then good, and then bad, and then good again sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to start off with good.
Well, I think everything here has had a rough history.
Yes.
So
And
now
we just talked about it. Eggs. We'll start off with that
that's right.
because eggs were always good for you. And then they said, whoa, you can't have eggs. Hold it. Too much cholesterol, you know? But they never figured out that it was like there's 2 different types of cholesterol.
That's exactly right.
And,
And-
now you could have eggs again.
You can have them every day if you want.
Yes.
And remember, it used to be at one point, it was like 2 a week.
Yeah.
That was it, maximum.
Unless you had the whites of the eggs. And what do you do with
That's
the
right.
yellows, which really taste good?
That's a good bit.
Yeah.
I had some scrambled egg whites because I had leftover egg whites for something.
Yeah.
Man, what a pitiful existence
I
to
know.
live on egg whites. I
Always-
mean,
They always
sad.
Jerry always ate egg whites on Seinfeld.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
egg whites.
Ugh. But yes, and they actually, so they are a superfood, and
Mhm.
studies have shown that having 2 to 3 eggs for breakfast suppresses hunger for hours while boosting concentration.
Yeah. And because you always should have a protein for breakfast.
Absolutely.
And that's really
'Cause
high in protein.
We're breaking the fast,
Mhm.
right? And eggs are also full of serotonin, which can aid in the prevention of junk food and sugar cravings.
Wow.
But
Okay.
suck
As
down a
long
whole
as it
bunch
doesn't
of
cut down on my alcohol intake. No. And
You can have a whiskey sour and use the egg whites for that. That's what I
Whoa.
should have done.
I think that. And then we got butter.
Butter. Everything is better with butter.
Everything's better with bluebonnet on it. That's margarine.
Yeah, see, and margarine is literally one molecule away from being plastic.
Wow.
But rats, bugs, and flies don't eat it, and that should tell you everything. No mold will grow on it, and the body is unable to get rid of it.
Oh, but you got the other one now that's supposed to be healthy for you, you know? Like,
Do you know, I think anything other than some medications made in a lab, just give me something that is from the cow. It's milked, it's shaken up a little bit, and then it's in my grocery
remember
store.
that commercial? Bacadilla. Oh, they're not bacadilla. What do they call it? The Mexican word for the Spanish word for butter.
I don't know.
Yeah, but remember that commercial?
Yeah, it was parquet.
Yeah, parquet.
All these brands I've forgotten about.
Yes.
So yes, butter is great for you. It's a good fat. It's, people were doing
Well, saturated fat. That's not such a good fat.
well, it'll fill you. A little bit of butter
Mhm.
is better than a lot of margarine.
Was that a song from? No.
Could be,
Just a
but if
little
not,
bit.
let's write it.
No.
But
Yeah.
not only does it make things taste better, it's not a processed food.
But go back to margarine, where you say that rats, bugs, and flies don't eat. I found my cat with his head into the margarine tin one time.
Well, Army special.
Yeah.
We used to give our cats like their medicine in butter.
And butter, yeah.
Yeah.
But now he'll spit it out, this one. So
You have to hold him down and shove it down his throat.
Yeah.
The poor thing.
and coffee, not cafe.
My
Moderate
favorite.
intake, about 2 to 5 cups a day.
I fit in that.
Yeah, that's usually. But I could only, as I only drink coffee most of the time, like 98% of the time, till 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
it.
right. That's right. And
Yeah.
sometimes we're going to do a coffee run. It's like,
Mm.
you ready for one yet? Let's go. So is that moderate intake is linked to a lower likelihood of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, liver and endometrial cancers, Parkinson's disease, and depression. Well, I know I'd be depressed if I didn't have it.
Yes.
It's even possible that people who drink coffee can reduce their risk of early death.
because you have to have another cup of coffee before you go anywhere.
That's right.
Let me get a coffee before
That's
I die.
right. Early
Yeah.
death of those around you if
Yeah.
they try to keep it away from me.
But see, now the Italians with the, they will have the coffee with anisette. And that's like, after dinner. And that like
Yes.
settles your stomach.
It's great. And then one of the places in the world that has the longest lifespan
Yeah, one of the blue earth
It's
places.
in Italy with espresso and
Yeah.
not holding back on it. Often we probably put, here, because we don't stop drinking milk coffee,
Yeah.
after breakfast. That'd be more of a problem.
Yeah,
with,
you have milk coffee latte in Italy or anywhere Europe, but then come in the afternoon, you haven't. You're Americano. Hey, I know you. You pay double.
That's right. That is right. Now off to another one of the family favorites, red wine.
Yeah. So researchers suggested drinking an occasional glass of red wine. It's good for you. Occasionally, like in the afternoon and the evening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just,
It provides antioxidants. That's just really good.
yes.
May promote longevity.
Mhm.
Can help protect against heart disease, heart inflammation, among other benefits. Interesting, red wine likely has higher levels of antioxidants than white wine.
Yes,
Yeah, well,
because
you could figure that out. Yeah.
and it has resveratrol in it. So if you look at, or that's where it comes from the grape skin. So if you look at Chemist Warehouse or anywhere else you go into,
Right.
you will look at resveratrol, and it's in skincare now for people, and it helps your cells reproduce. It's sort of
Oh.
like the fountain of youth.
I should start putting it on my face instead of putting that Chardonnay down my throat. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just switch to a nice Pinot
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Well, I like my Cab Sav. Sorry.
That's okay.
Mhm.
Now, the other thing.
And then I look at, I finished
What?
half a bottle already. Did I open that yesterday? No,
How big
no.
was your glass to start with?
It just needs, it keeps on shrinking. It's evaporation.
Oh, that's it.
But then, like in the summertime, I switch usually from drinking red wine
Mhm.
to drinking white wine. Last year I drank rosé.
Nice. I like a rosé.
Yeah, a very icy cold French rosé, which is really nice. But when we were in 2000, when we went to Europe, we had lunch at some place in Paris, and they gave us red wine. I ordered, and it was cold.
Because
And
it's summer.
I remember my father, my aunts, the whole family always kept the red wine in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
So they would, and they would drink it cold. And this year I started drinking a little bit cold, and it was enjoyable.
It is nice because
Yeah.
sometimes it's too open, I suppose is the word, when it's too warm. You don't
Yeah.
want it
Well,
to be really
it's-
hot. You
yeah,
want it
no, it's
cool.
supposed to be like cellar cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But this was refrigerate cold.
I can see that. I remember my dad was like, go ahead, put ice in your white wine in the summer. It's like, go ahead. No one will get after you. Now, nuts.
Mhm.
That is something we have gone back and forth with, good and bad. And
Well, I never heard of being bad unless you're eating stuff with like bad peanut butter.
yeah,
But that's not a nut.
no, but it was too fattening. It was in the old days of no eggs. It's like too
Ah,
fattening and all that sort of thing. And now I think our all of our problem is the serving of nuts. It's a handful, but not
Who could eat
King
a
Kong's
handful?
hand.
Well, then also because the nuts we do are cooked or in an oven, and then there's salt in it. Oh, don't have salt in it. You have to have raw nuts. Like, yeah, right. Then you get bacteria if you don't cook them.
No, and it tastes better. No, I like and
I drink a lot of red wine and then eat the nuts after. Always have a big jar of nuts in my house.
I have some in there. I have to hide them from someone.
I
But
like smoked almonds.
oh, and we've got
And the
the
wasabi and soy ones. Oh,
we've got those at work. And Sean, I went and got one of the smoked ones, and he goes, "Oh, that'll just do me on the ride home."
yeah.
But Mom came to visit once, and Sally, my friend, her parents, Ray and Heather, Mom's close to them, and Ray would give you a glass of wine, and he'd give you 6 peanuts. That was it. There's your peanut allocation, and he'd have his. Yeah, that was it. So she always remembers that. So eating nuts as a part of a healthy diet may be good for your heart. Nuts contain unsaturated fatty acids and other nutrients, and they're a great snack food. Inexpensive.
No, I don't think that's true.
I don't think none that I like are
sometimes
inexpensive.
walnuts are about the cheapest nuts, and they're probably really good for you because they have a lot of oil.
They are very good for you.
Mhm.
Easy to store and easy to pack when you're on the go. One drawback to nuts is that they're high in calories, so it's important to limit
But they're
portions.
high in fiber too, so
Yeah.
what goes in comes out. Yeah. Doesn't get a chance to absorb into your stream of the.
No,
calories.
it's just do a little scraping on the way. It
Yeah.
fixes everything. Avocados.
Mhm.
Here we are now.
A lot of people hate avocados.
I don't understand that. Actually, let me correct it.
Well, if you're from the Midwest, they hate avocado.
I hate
anything
hot
that's not
avocados.
Beets. Hot avocados?
Boy, like people make like a pasta with avocado in it.
Oh, yeah, I've
and
done that with bacon.
I can't do
Oh,
hot
it's good.
avocado. It changes.
I'll make it for you. Bacon and garlic, a crunchy garlic. I haven't done that in 30 years.
You could probably, because I know you're cooking, you could probably turn my opinion, but
Yes.
they are packed with vitamins and minerals, including potassium, magnesium, and folate. They're also rich in vitamin K, C, E, B5, and B6. They offer other benefits as well. And avocados have a higher satiety value, so you're fuller longer.
Mhm.
And they're a great thing for breakfast. But I think we all eat too much. So you don't
What?
need a whole
Avocados?
you don't need a whole avocado.
Oh, but they're so good. You
I know,
get
you
them when
can't
they're
stop.
really good.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on. And you squeeze a little lemon on it, a little salt, or I like the Tony Cacheret's more seasoning onto it. And that's all you need.
Well,
and
you know
it's
what
just so
Katrina
good.
puts on it? She taught me.
What?
Sweetened condensed milk.
Ooh, I don't know.
See, same thing. Don't know. And I had the same look on my face when she told me.
Mhm.
She said, try it. And I tried it. I was like,
Ooh.
ooh. So there you go.
And avocados have come down significantly price. So everything's been going up because they have too many avocados now because they grew too many trees. So that's why they're so cheap.
Oh, well.
And all summer long, they were 99 cents or less.
Oh, wow.
And now they're only $1.39, and they're great. And like for breakfast, piece of toast, and
Avocado
instead
on
of
it.
putting butter or margarine on it, and you just put some avocado and a little salt and pepper, and you're done.
Bagel
Or hot sauce
seasoning.
if you want to skip the salt.
Oh, yeah. Or,
Mm.
it's good if you cut a avocado in half, take the pip out, and put Worcestershire sauce in it. Or Worcestershire sauce, as we started saying.
Yeah.
That is actually really good. And so you kind of spoon it and just dip it in it as you're going. It's a nice little hit.
And we got the new Brianna's one that has the avocado on it, but it's not avocado dressing.
Yes.
It's cilantro and lime.
That would be
I haven't
very
tried
good
that,
on
but that should be a good combo.
Now, I might I'll do feedback, but our mom was listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
I was so happy. And she said the Brianna's, she said that brand is so good for you. She's heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah,
and
it's a good brand.
yeah,
Right.
so she said, I can't get into my area. I said, do you want me to bring you some?
You bring some from Australia.
I might do that. Now, so on to one of my favorites, heaps of favorites. Your dentist might be their favorite too at times. Popcorn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I in fact, I had a little popcorn because there was a bag of the Snickers popcorn on the way out.
Yes.
Nice and tasty, but I just don't like the kernels.
Yeah, that's the hard bit.
Yeah.
And or you get the little husks and they get right in the back of your throat.
But they are good for you, especially if you air pop them, right?
Well, again, I have a Whirly Pop,
Mhm.
so one of the popcorn makers, and I put in olive oil.
Yeah.
So I use that. So I
good
like
oil.
it fried or popped that way. So it's a healthy snack packed with whole grain fiber and antioxidants.
It's healthy unless you buy the microwave one.
Yeah. Or
then it's full of highly saturated fat.
Or go to the movies with the
Yeah,
fat.
God
Brendan,
knows And he put that artificial butter on it.
Brendan he saw how they did it in America, right? When we were dating.
Mhm.
And then I come back here for a visit. So Brendan, when he's ordering something, it's like Meg Ryan when Harry Met Sally at this. So he go to the counter and goes, right, okay, so I want a large popcorn. Stop. Right. Before you go, fill it halfway, then squeeze like the butter on it.
Right.
Now fill it up and then put butter on the top.
But I can't do that.
They were like, what?
It's like Phil has a chocolate caramel sundae.
Yes, that's
you
right.
Can't do that. It's not in the directions.
Yeah.
And that's he was watching them at home when we went to the movies, and that was it. Yeah, that will kill you. Don't go for those.
Yeah. All right, and dark chocolate.
Oh, yum.
Except if it's too dark. Because if it's like 90%, that is really bitter.
Yeah, it's hard.
But now cocoa, which is chocolate
Mhm.
in the raw, so to speak,
Yeah.
like the Mexicans put it into their dishes.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you're making something with a salsa or with a sauce,
Yep.
that's warm, you put a tablespoon or two into it, or you're making chili.
I'm putting my chili.
Yeah.
That's really yummy. So it's
Hey, mole has cocoa in it.
that's right. And people go, the chocolate chicken. I'm like, it is so far from chocolate chicken. It's not right. So it's rich with antioxidants called flavonoids, which are great for your heart and may improve cognitive functioning.
So out of all
all
of those, what do you eat? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different things. How many do you eat all the time?
Eggs, butter, coffee, red wine, not out. Red wine sort of maybe weekly or fortnightly. Nuts probably every day.
Mhm.
Avocados when they're handy. Popcorn not so much. And I get a handful not a handful, but I get a few chocolate chips every day too.
Yeah.
So I should be the healthiest chick.
Probably the only,
around.
I should be healthy too, because the only two things that I don't eat that much of that's on the list is popcorn and butter.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But I use butter in cooking now more so than I did before. But everything else I have almost like on I wouldn't say daily basis, but I don't know because I don't have eggs on a daily basis,
Mhm.
but maybe 3 or 4 times a week,
Yep.
when I'm not lazy, I'll make Eggs for breakfast. Coffee every day. Wine every day. Nuts every day. Avocados if they're round and they're soft, I'll
Yeah.
eat them every day. If and dark chocolate I probably have every day.
See,
Mm.
now we should live to be 112.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah,
I'll go
no.
outside and get hit by a car.
All that hard work that you put into it.
Yeah.
Now, we now have the official list as of 1:00 today. Might change next week.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a broccoli. Superfoods.
Yes, and we'll just run
You
through.
wonder where I was going with that.
I was looking like I don't know. So now official list of superfoods: dark leafy greens, berries, green tea, eggs, legumes, so beans, nuts and seeds.
I used to live near the Camp Lagoon.
You have to wait because now number 7 is for you, Phil.
Number 7, the yogurt.
With Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, with
Kiefer
Kiefer Sutherland.
yeah.
That's right.
Garlic, yes.
Yes, olive oil, ginger. You know about turmeric.
Turmeric, yep.
Anti-inflammatory, salmon, avocado, sweet potato,
Mushrooms
mushroom-
highlighted.
and seaweed. So
Mm.
nori, but
Nori.
you like,
Yeah, I like nori, yeah.
or the little, when you chop it up and put it in
Yeah.
different dishes. Now
So we go talk to any of those? No.
and they were wondering where chia is.
Chia, the
Chia
pet.
seeds and quinoa. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe that'll be next week.
yeah, as seen on TV. The chia pet.
I love chia. I always wanted one. Never got one. But yes, I always wanted to make it end up looking like
Look
a
like
little,
Horshack.
or Alex Trebek when he had his
Oh.
whole with his big fro.
Fro, yeah. I used to have a fro when I used to have hair.
I've seen the photos and it's true. Now, Phil,
Yes, another man's meat. No, one man's meat is another man's poison.
that's right.
Where do you stand? You're sitting right now. Licorice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had Chuckles. I took Chuckles on the girls' trip, the
Yeah.
little jelly tots, and we were all
Fighting
over the dark ones. Yes,
Nah, I could do without licorice. I'm not a licorice fan. Olives.
love them all.
Yeah. Here they are. I like the real dried, cured ones.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
like
the
someone's.
black ones. Oh,
Yep,
they're good.
they are.
Coriander.
I love it, but I noticed cilantro. But
Yeah, cilantro. Now, the first time I had it was, of course, in California
Well, I can
because you
see
wouldn't
that.
get it on the East Coast at the time. So I went to the store and went to buy
Yes.
parsley
oh yes,
because they look
very similar.
very similar. Okay.
Flat leaf Italian.
And then when I go doing it, what is this? When you're expecting one taste and you get something else.
Oh yes, I know.
And I had a dislike for many years. But then when I realized that it's more the fragrance from it, and we spoke about just, I think, last week, about a menudo
yeah,
or
yeah.
pho,
Mhm.
and you put that on there and you squeeze the lime and that hot soup and you're getting that,
It just changes everything.
yes. I mean, just the smell and, it's just great.
Well, it took me a long time because I wanted to make some salsa, and I didn't know that coriander
Yeah, it
was
in it.
cilantro
Oh,
here. It's like a rutabaga and sweet and all that.
Yeah.
So until I was like, I smelled that, and I was like, that's what it is.
I like it.
Blue cheese. How do you feel about blue cheese?
I like a blue Stilton,
Mm.
which is English, and it's
Yep.
it's like it's red in color and really sharp.
I love that.
Oh, that's just so good. And I like blue cheese and the other one, Roquefort, and
hmm
what's the other Italian one?
Oh, I
Jeanette-
can't think of the name of it.
God, not Mazapane. I don't know. Jeanette has it. In fact, she just bought some and it was really good.
Nice.
Anyway, but there's the Italian version. I mean, it's
Yeah.
versions of everything.
Mm.
Coffee. Well, we already know that.
That's right.
Mhm.
We'll see. Now we've got more. Hang on. I'm going to go back to blue cheese for 1 second.
Yep.
My grandfather, I knew I was his only grandchild, but I knew I was his favorite because he used to put blue cheese when I was little.
Yeah.
Stack it on a cracker and he goes, "Come over here, so."
Yeah.
And I loved it. He was like,
the salty. 'cause
yeah, it
kids
was
love
great.
salt.
okay.
Tell you what I used to do is,
What?
like if things were too hot,
Yes.
I figured, well, black pepper was always hot.
Right.
And then my mind just said, well, if that's hot, then the salt's got to be cold. So if something was too hot, I put more salt on it.
I can see
I was
where
only
you,
6. Come on.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I understand.
So my mind thought.
Now,
Okay.
now the marzipan flavor, which is the almond paste,
Yeah.
I adore it. Like I love
I
it.
could take it or leave it. If it's overdone, like when you get like the marzipan fruits and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. No,
You don't want a lump of it.
I just like it like if it's mixed up into like pierogies, the cookies,
Yes.
pinoles,
Yeah.
pine cookies, and something like that. I enjoyed, but not when it's like overdosed.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Mhm.
Coffee.
La Cafe.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
The thing is, I got out of drinking American coffee,
Mhm.
and then when I went back, the other month, I started doing the Keurig, and that was really flavorful compared to what you get at the diners.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and that got me back on the other side of it again.
And now that we have coffee at work too,
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
drinking that all the time
yeah,
instead of going out to the coffee
it's
shop.
very nice.
Mhm.
Oh, Brendan. Okay, the joke in the family is Brendan doesn't think you can order a normal like
yeah.
a latte at Starbucks. Ainsley's addicted to Starbucks, right?
Right.
And she gets the most outrageous
She's
2
gotta
pumps
love
of
it
this, right?
in America.
Oh, I know. So Brendan sent us a movie the other day. He was bored and he walked into a Starbucks and it was the group chat. And we're
Yeah.
like, you are kidding me. And Ainsley told you to get what was it?
Oh my
It was like
God.
get a latte with 1 pump of white mocha,
Yeah.
caramel, and something else. And Brendan goes, I'll get a vintage. She goes, of course.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh my God, it was like a dessert.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
It is a dessert.
the kids, like Mackenzie used to take sips out of my coffee when she was little, and she's always liked coffee.
Yeah.
And then Ainsley, it took her
Well, I
a
think
little
also
while
as
later.
we were kids, we probably didn't drink. Every morning there was coffee being brewed, real brewed. With a percolator.
Yep.
We probably never drank that as kids, but on the holidays we always had a little taste of the Italian coffee, the espresso.
Yeah.
Black coffee that you could in the day how they made it then. You put a spoon in and melt. It just deteriorated. It was that strong. So we always had that with a little bit of anisette in it, and the same thing having wine. We always had, on the holidays or whatever, we always had wine, but it was always mixed with Coca-Cola. So you just had a little
taste of it.
Mhm.
Well, that's it. Now here is the order Brendan had from Ainsley. Quote: get an iced white chocolate with 1 shot of espresso, sweet cream, cold foam, and a caramel drizzle.
Okay.
Dessert.
Yeah, it is dessert.
Yes, he was not impressed.
You don't have to eat anything else after that.
No, you're done. You had 4,000 calories in that one thing.
So now we go from coffee to anchovies.
Perfect. And you can sneak those puppies in because they
Yeah,
melt.
They melt down.
Oh.
Yep. And another story when I was young.
Yes.
that
Just a
was,
boy.
Other than having mayonnaise sandwiches, which was probably, I don't know, that's probably number 1 on my list.
Yes.
Okay. And number 2 on my list was anchovy sandwiches.
Ah.
I used to open up a little can of anchovies, put a piece of white bread, put them on there, fold in there and eat it.
And all the oil would just like ooze into the bread.
Yeah.
Lovely. I love anchovies. I love them on pizza. Brendan and I will get them on pizza. But I use them in my pasta sauce if I have it in the fridge.
Yeah, but so many people hate them.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people think they hate them. I wonder how many people that say they hate them have had them.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder. Now.
Canned tuna.
Yeah, well, we have Vegemite first.
Vegemite. How did I skip that?
Yes.
So, Vegemite.
Don't mind it.
Yeah.
Don't mind it. It has to have lots of butter and a scraping of Vegemite.
Yeah. Well, I had it as a kid, so I got used to it early on. And,
Nice.
I have no objection to it.
But I will admit, raising my children, that first little bit of toast you give them,
Yeah.
they had peanut butter on it, not Vegemite.
Which is good because they didn't have the allergies.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And my dad loved it.
Mm.
He would eat it off a spoon.
Yeah.
It was a bit weird.
It's sort of like when Mary Jane gave Leo a taste of it the first time.
And didn't warn him?
Didn't warn him. Thinking that'd be something like, well, if it's a breakfast food, it'd be like, it comes out
Sweet?
of a jar, it'd be something like
Man,
peanut butter.
that's look
Yeah.
like chocolate.
Yeah, Leo, try this. Yo.
Now onto the canned tuna. What do you think?
Yeah, I've been eating canned tuna all my life.
Yeah, I love tuna. I like
I even
tuna fish
put it in
sandwich.
pasta when I want to put a protein into it.
Yep. It's always good to have some kicking around.
Mhm.
And
And
when
that's a big thing in Bologna.
it's okay.
Yeah, they don't make bolognese in Bologna.
They make tuna pasta. In
I
Bologna.
mean, yeah, they make tuna pasta. They call that like a bolognese, but
Oh.
they don't They don't make a bolognese what we call bolognese over here.
Now, that's like
And I
the
never had
American.
bolognese when I was in America. So we're Sicilian. We don't have, napoletano bolognese
You
stuff.
were raised right.
Well, we're a
Correct.
different part of Italy.
That's right. I understand that. Now Mackenzie used to, as a little kid, she liked old flavors. If I was stuck,
Yeah.
like if I always had a can of, you could get the can of tuna that had like Italian flavored or
I
whatever.
only like this with olive oil.
Well,
or spring
Yeah.
water. Yeah.
But I could crack one of those open and she'd eat that for lunch.
Huh.
Like if we were out at, away from home.
Yeah. I think because I just grew up with regular tuna
plain.
fish and oil, that
It's
anything
beautiful.
else is a sacrilege.
Okay, fair enough. And speaking of sacrilege, tofu.
Tastes just like meat.
Or how do you pronounce it? Brittany was pronouncing tofu. That's
Tofu.
right.
Tofu. F-U. Foo.
Yes. Look, I like fried tofu, so it's crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside.
And there goes all the benefits
That's
of
it. That's exactly right. And I have had a good tofu scramble. So you can make it like scrambled eggs.
Well, I'll go with the tofu cousin, soy milk.
Yes. See, there
Okay.
you go. You get all
So
the good
I like soy milk. Like
Yep.
if I'm having cereal, I prefer it with
soy.
soy milk. I just like the taste of it in cereal
Fair
than
enough.
regular milk.
Fair enough. Brendan's sister could only.
But I don't don't put it in my coffee.
I know. I like it in a chai. I can have it like in a chai, but
That's
I
not
don't like
coffee,
it.
right?
No,
That's tea.
no,
Yeah.
but I don't like it in a coffee. But Brendan's sister, she's being healthy, but she said the only cereal that she could stand soy milk in was Cocoa Pops. But
Cocoa Pops.
I love that. It's all right. Got the good stuff in. Now
Mushrooms.
I love them.
Yeah.
You love them.
What's not to love? They're little.
This one over
They're
here.
perky.
They're fungus.
They're fungi.
You're eating
Fungi.
It's the fungus among us.
Yeah, the fungus
Oh.
among us.
I've been trying for years, except for like if I make something that has a can of cream of mushroom soup.
Yeah.
He's okay. But one day he was so
Baked
brave.
mushrooms?
No,
Try
I tried.
Fried mushrooms?
He tries about every 5 years,
Mm.
and he gets about 3 bites in and just goes, "Oh, I can't do it." But then he often eats it in other stuff. So
Yeah. It's the vegetarian's beef.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if you get like a portobello or like a big mushroom and you
Yeah.
put like goat's cheese and olive oil and herbs in it and grill that, oh
Mm.
my god, that is fantastic.
A lot of good mushroom restaurants. A lot of things to make with mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
And my favorite, the beetroot. You ain't got to go to me. You know my opinion. So just
Yes.
ask your opinion.
Tastes like dirt. No, I do love it, but I
Good for
grew up.
you.
Yeah, no. I grew up. I
Yeah.
keep thinking.
You can have mine and his mushrooms.
Fine. I keep thinking of salad bars. With the sort of pickled beetroot.
Yeah.
We never baked it or anything. It
No.
was only the pickled version
Yeah,
until I
that's true.
came here and people were baking it. I'm like, ooh,
what are you doing? Fresh beetroot. First of all, you never seen fresh beetroot
no,
in America.
no, I'd never.
Never. It's always, where's the beetroot? Oh, down aisle 6.
That's right, in the
on the third
cans.
shelf.
That's right. So I suppose maybe that was the trick. Maybe, although the fresh ones taste more dirt-like, so you probably wouldn't like them. Oh, now
Sushi.
love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love
I
it.
was early on.
Yeah,
sushi.
you're saying you took that class way back when?
Yeah, I took that would have been 30 odd years ago or more.
Yeah.
We've been here 30 years. Oh, yeah. So I've been like 40 years ago.
Right, there you
I
go.
was just a boy, a young boy. So when I was working down Lower Manhattan, there was a sushi restaurant, which was quite unique because
Mhm.
it wasn't much around. And once we started going there, like everybody was like, whoa, this is great. Where did this come from?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just like fresh and
Ah.
yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
By the way, it just, I think now it's like over here in Australia, unfortunately, the most sushi you get, everything is salmon because
Yeah.
it's the most common and
Yes.
inexpensive. But over there, we were getting like, yellowtail and urchin and all this.
Oh, beautiful.
And you wouldn't get salmon because they didn't freeze the fish first. That's
Right.
why they could do salmon now because they have to freeze it first to kill any bacteria.
Mm.
And but it was just, and you get like we used to come in there like, even though we're drinking sake and stuff, but like a whole different type of high You know, from all that protein and whatever else you would
Yeah,
get,
and
and the
it's
mercury probably from the East River. You know?
Well, and you would have had some of the seaweed that was back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like so fresh and clean, and
Yeah.
it's just magnificent. So I do love it, and I loved it when my kids would have it. When Ainsley's picky, as you know, and I could always get a sushi for her, and she would eat that, and I was like, at least I know that's all
Phil's the
right.
same way. He got brought up early on sushi. So,
Yeah, it's a great handy thing and easy now because it's so available. Now pickles.
Pickles. Wow. Now pickles.
I have to talk
I love
about
pickles.
This.
Okay, but certain type of pickles.
Yes.
Okay. I could eat a bread and butter pickle. But that's not on my
Not your favorite.
not top of my list. But my favorite has always been like a real good sour pickle. Like the Bubba's that we have at work. And a lot of the canned ones, jar ones. I mean, some of the basic are okay to my taste. And then we just brought home Rick's Pickles,
right?
The new brand that we just brought in.
Oh, great!
And Jeanette loved them. I found them a little bit too sweet, but then the sweetness wears off on you. Okay. But she loved them. But still, my favorite's Bubba's.
I have to try that.
I like when
they're so good.
When you bite into it, and you just go.
Now, because another bit of this is about pickles, but Wickles.
Yeah,
Wickles
pickles. Yeah,
Wickles pickles. Mom says the best relish in the world
is Wickles
because they have a half dill, half sweet.
Ooh.
So
I think we might have ordered those.
That would be great. But because
we ordered some Wickle pickles.
I love saying it.
Yeah.
You want to try the Wickles pickles?
Because we sell lots of pickles. We got more pickles than Peter had to pickle. Pumpkin. I don't know. But
more
we
pickles
do have
than the Lower East Side has pickles.
Yeah, we have a lot of different brands of pickles because everybody has a different
taste. That's right. So,
and the most popular pickle in the store is the Van Horten.
Oh, I know. The girls call it picky in a pouch.
They could have called it something else in a pouch. Grab onto that pickle there.
Yes, look at Van Holten's Big Papa.
Big Papa. Woo!
I get calls at least once a week. Do you have the pickles in the pouch?
Yeah.
It's
because
nuts.
And I mean, if you've been in America, any gas station you go to, 7-Eleven or whatever, they're sitting right there at the cash register.
That's it, right next to the Jack Links or the I can't
all
think
that
of
good food.
Yes, that's right. Now, yes, I enjoy a good pickle. Now, I find this very divisive.
Circus pickles.
Circus peanuts.
Peanuts. I got pickles in my mind.
I know. That's hard. They're revolting.
Yes.
I hate them.
But you love them.
No. But Ainsley loves them, and half the kids that work for you love them.
It's just sugar and...
It makes my teeth hurt smelling them. I don't even have to bite into them.
Well, they have a little bit of a crunch to them.
They do because they're like, people, if someone ever comes in and goes, soft. These are stale? No, that's the way they're meant to be.
Yeah.
It has that.
Yeah.
And you would like them. They're kind of like a banana lolly.
Yeah, they do a banana one too. Yeah.
I
could have one now and then, but
that's all you need for a decade.
Yeah, exactly. Now, next one, liver.
I love liver. Mom.
Make me liver.
Liver and onions. Thank you.
Okay, that's
sorry. Liver.
But it's summer.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. Liver. I have always been a weird kid, and I love liver and onions. Mom does it with vermouth.
Yep.
And then makes a gravy and we mash potatoes. Oh my God.
Sounds really good. I like liver too. And I like chopped chicken liver too.
Oh,
especially.
Chicken liver is fantastic.
I told you about the time we were in, would have been Texas. And,
right.
And we went to a place to eat, and an appetizer had fried chicken livers with those candied jalapenos.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, that was so good.
And at KFC in the States, or at least near us,
giblets and stuff. Yeah,
you could order them.
Yeah, I think at Popeyes you'll get them. I don't know. I didn't see them at KFC the last time.
Well, we had to ask for them. It was always like their secret menu.
And spam. Yeah, not for me. Too greasy.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that.
Slimy.
I like it in Hawaii. I like it in like a musubi, salmon sushi, or spam sushi. But it used to gross me out when I'd go to friends' houses and sometimes they fry it.
Mm.
And I was just like,
It's like frying. Remember, you used to get what do we call that in America? Not ham, something ham. Chopped ham. It was a
in the
meat.
tin.
No, in a deli.
Oh,
Something ham.
oh, like a ham steak.
No. It was like manufactured ham. What they call over here, manufactured ham.
I don't know.
Oh, good. I'll think about it. But we used to get that and fry that. That was really good.
Fried bologna is all right.
It's all right. It'll come in after the
Okay.
show's over.
That's right. We'll put it in a note.
Yep. And then fish.
Fish. Phil is making gill motions, and it's quite amusing. Caught me off guard.
Yeah. No, I like fish.
I like fish too. I
You
do.
just got to cook it quick.
That's it. And I think it's possibly it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Like from the time you're little, it might not be something you
And
like.
a lot of you go to a lot of Asian restaurants and you see the people that are eating it are the Asians, and they're just go, I'll have what he's having because they're having it comes out like the whole flounder, deep fried with like a very light sauce or something over it, like a fish sauce. If you ever have one of those, it's just so good because they're crunchy and then they're flaky inside.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one, Brussels sprouts.
Love them. Bake them. They have to be crunchy, not boiled and squishy.
Yeah, I could take them or leave them. But I have had them in like a salad where you just chop them all up to smithereens and put them into your salad.
Oh, it's great. Yep.
Yeah. And broccoli.
I go on and off broccoli because
I could eat broccoli every day.
I love it, but I get tired of it because sometimes there's no other options I
it's
find.
like one of the things I love, but I don't eat it enough.
Oh, well.
You know, like sometimes it sits in the bin in the refrigerator and I forget that it's there.
Oh, yeah. It can happen. It goes a little bit yellow and you can't do it.
No, it goes soft. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets wilty.
Yeah.
Cauliflower.
Same thing with cauliflower.
Yeah.
And I grew up on cauliflower. My mother always, like, for Sundays, like if she ever made a roast, we always had cauliflower with white sauce.
Yeah.
And I loved that as a kid.
Yeah, that's so good. That's how I got the kids to eat the cauliflower.
Yeah. And beans.
So I like string beans. I don't like lima beans, but I like most beans. I wouldn't have a bowl of beans as a...
See, Italians would.
Yeah.
So we'll have like chickpeas or cannoli beans and just with cold as a salad.
Oh, yeah. No, I
with
could
lemon
do that.
and olive oil squeezed over it and maybe some parsley and
a
little bit of garlic or something like that.
Oh,
That's
good.
really, and then if the tomatoes are around, throw some tomatoes into it.
Oh, okay. I'm doing
Very
that.
good and healthy.
Asparagus?
Yeah, I eat them, but not a big fan.
I
Yeah.
do. They're in my area, so I grew up on them. So I probably was introduced early, but I love them, but I like them marinated. So like I'll get in a vinaigrette. Yeah.
See, I saw my mother made them all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't like them so much because it was like vinegar and garlic, you know.
Vinegar and garlic sounds good to me. What about spinach? How do you feel about that?
Oh, you could eat lots. I was a big Popeye fan as a kid, so you get sucked into it, you know.
Do you know what I found out?
What?
They filmed Popeye in Malta.
Yeah.
Right? All those years ago. They left the set up. You can still go and see the set. So you can.
That was a flop.
I know.
Yeah. But spinach, because you could put it in a lot of things.
That's absolutely
You
right.
know, so if you're cooking something, like if you're cooking your string beans, you throw it in that with little tomatoes.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
That makes a nice little side dish. You can put it into scrambled eggs because it all shrinks down.
Yes.
And you can put it with your mushrooms. You can put it
Oh,
with
I
garlic.
like it, the mushrooms and garlic. Yes.
It's just so many things.
Eggplant.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mackenzie likes my eggplant parm, but that takes like half a day.
Do you bread your eggplant?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's right. I do, and I do baba ganoush as well.
Yeah, Jeanette makes a lot of baba ganoush, and I like caponate, which is eggplant salad.
Yes,
You know,
that is
with the
beautiful.
olives and all that. That's really nice.
Yep. Now, this one.
How did that get in there?
Well, vanilla ice cream I hated more than anything in the world when I was a kid.
Oh.
It was revolting to me. But now, because my taste buds have matured.
Should have had you in my house, you know, when we had the Neapolitan ice
Yeah,
cream.
and everyone left the vanilla. At my house, we had to go across. There was none left. You couldn't tunnel. But as I got older, now if we find a good ice cream place, I'll try the vanilla to see if I think it's a good ice cream place. Because if vanilla's good, everything else will be good.
And okra, we talked about okra.
We did talk about okra, the divisive okra.
Well, it's just I think nothing that I grew up on. I never had,
Yeah.
as a kid, never
Well,
had
it's and it's an African dish too, so it's cooked very differently depending on who's cooking it. So
Yeah.
I suppose there's ways to do it.
Mhm.
Now, Phil, as we were going to look at
Yeah.
the 14 most nutrient dense vegetables. This is just a public service announcement for all the candy we talk about. So we're just going to run through these quickly. So Phil, you go ahead. You can start.
Want me to go quick?
Yeah, you go quick.
Spinach, carrots, broccoli, garlic, Brussels sprouts, kale, green peas, Swiss chard, beets, asparagus, red cabbage, sweet potatoes, collard greens, and cauliflower.
That's right.
That's it. Eat all those. You'll be healthy as a lamb.
It was less than 30 seconds. 93 podcasts.
Well, that's right. We've got our priorities straight.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now try this as well. Smoothies, wraps, and sandwiches are all easy ways to squeeze more vegetables into your daily diet.
Mhm.
Aim to include at least 1 to 2 servings of veggies with each meal to ensure you're meeting your needs,
Yes.
if you can be bothered. Okay.
Now, going back to other vegetables. Hate one, love the other.
And this is the way I like some of my veggies.
Okay. Carrots.
Ugh.
Okay, leave it to the horses, right?
Yes,
Like if I'm cutting a carrot up, I could eat a little bit. But if I'm doing like my soups and all that, I grate them most of the time.
I find they don't cook quickly enough with the other stuff, and I don't like the crunch.
But
But
then you got carrot cake.
oh my God, I love it.
Because how much oil do you put in carrot cake?
Oh, we don't talk about that.
Oh,
Now, zucchini.
yeah, I like zucchini. In fact, I like zucchini more than I like zucchini bread.
Yeah,
Okay.
zucchini I get sick of. But
Maybe because I'm Italian, we grow up eating a lot of
yes.
zucchini. My first memory of having zucchini, my grandmother made spaghetti, and then she fried up in olive oil just slices of zucchini.
Oh, my grandmother did that.
And it's sweet, a little bit bitter, and then put that on top of the pasta and then grate your cheese over.
Grandma did that fried zucchini like that but then scrambled eggs. Put that in. Oh my God.
And
It
the
was so
zucchini
good.
flowers into the eggs.
Never had that, but I'm
Oh.
going to try it now. Pumpkin.
Yeah, well, I know. See, like you got pumpkin and pumpkin pie.
Yes.
But there's
different pumpkins.
pumpkin and squash. I don't know what, like you got like the Jap pumpkin over here and a gray pumpkin.
And
But some
You
things
know,
they call
butternut
pumpkins are
squash, I
squashes and, it's
I
something-
get,
but I eat all that stuff.
yeah, I eat it, but I think I prefer my pumpkin pied.
No,
Rather,
I like
I
baked
did.
pumpkin and, like with chicken and stuff like that.
Mm.
Cook it in when the chicken and roast is cooking, get
Yep.
that extra flavor.
See, I would put beets in there, and we won't talk about that. I get that.
Okay. Well, yeah. We just had that the other day. We did a roast chicken and with the potatoes and the pumpkin cut up along the side. And then I said, Jeanette, how about, make a stuffing? And we had no stuffing, But we did have, because I wanted to try it, I brought home a box of Zatarans, long grain, and wild rice.
Rice?
Okay. I opened it up and it was wild inside.
There was a party.
Yes. So I cooked that up and really nice tasting, not over salty. Like a lot of times it gets packaged
and
up.
Zets can be salty.
Yeah. So I did that. And it was while I was cooking it, Jeanette had in the closet, for whatever reason, I never seemed to do anything with them. She had these dried chestnuts.
Oh, yum.
So I broke them up a bit, throw them into the water as they're cooking so they absorb all the water. Then after all that, took it all out. And then I mixed it with craisins into it and then stuffed it.
That would have been a beautiful stuffing.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Yep. I have to say so myself. All that just like comes together.
Oh, yeah. Now they're merry well.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now I'm hungry and he won't take me out. I've already tried.
All right. So I think that's it. We're going to go off to a break. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Time for housekeeping.
Okay, let's go. This is a bit sexist. I always get the housekeeping.
Oh,
well. Okay. The code for the month of July is travel. Well, everyone seemed to get out of the country.
Who picked travel?
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Brendan?
I said it.
What? 4th of July, it should be bang.
That's right. Actually,
Oh, bada bing, yeah.
you know what?
Change it.
Executive decision right now. Bang.
Bang.
Thank you. That's what you get for having an Australian do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, on the USA Foods website, you can click on the listener discount logo and find the treats that are available. The store is open 7 days a week. You can check the site for hours. You can subscribe to the podcast, which would be awesome because you don't have to wait for it. It'll just show up on a Wednesday morning. You can share it, and you can engage with the podcast at podcast@usafoods.com.au.
And Barbara, do we have any feedback?
We have some feedback. So, first of all, just go with, I've been talking to my mother a bit this week. So, she was listening, and the Brianna's dressing, she said that is the best thing for coleslaw dressing.
Oh, the Beyond Coleslaw.
So, use the poppy seed one.
Oh, the poppy seed one.
Use the poppy seed one as coleslaw dressing.
And
so,
just don't go for a drug test afterwards.
yeah, so there's a Seinfeld episode with Elaine. I remember that. Now, Neil, our very devoted listener and always engages with us. He is going to the U.S. on the 2nd of July.
Do you got anybody else going to the U.S. around that time?
I might be, and some a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
Might be visiting some people. We'll just see. So he's going to be good. So we wish him well and
happy travels
and some good food while he's there. And now we've got. Where is this? Hang on. I'm being handed papers. Things are being moved. Liz J.
Yeah, Liz J. She's talking about soup.
Yes, so why don't you tell us about Liz J and soup?
She's talking about, something I had it all the time. My mother used to make it, being not an Italian, but she used to make it really good. So pasta fazool.
Yum.
You hear all the time. So an Okinawan woman, right? Is that right?
Yep, Okinawan. Yep.
Okay. And her Italian-American husband probably made his mother's recipe, as Dean Martin says. When sauce make you drool, just like pasta fazool. That's amore. Okay. Sorry about that.
No,
that's why you gave me to read that one.
That's exactly right. I knew that would happen. Now, do you have a recipe off the top of your head? Because Liz is saying none of the recipes I've found are looked at sound like what we ate that day.
Well, because everybody
has their own.
Yeah, makes their own. My mother used to just open up a can of peas, and my grandmother's and all that. So can of peas and all the liquid and everything goes into a pot with onions, chopped up onions, and tomatoes, oregano, oregano, and mix it all together. A little salt and pepper, and put your short pasta in. So short pasta with like a rigatoni, so it's round and stuff, not solid, and cook it up and mix them together and throw some cheese over. You're done. There's your pasta fazool.
That sounds fantastic. Now, Liz has been with us since the beginning as well, so we do appreciate when she sends stuff in. So she's talking about the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So this is a quote. My fireworks story is highly illegal, but what the heck?
We all have those stories.
Yes. So when I moved from California to Connecticut, my friend whose family lived in Connecticut asked me to take a box of fireworks to her family. I rented the biggest truck Ryder offered at the time, drove my car inside after loading up all I owned, and set off for a 7-day drive to New London with a slight deviation to the town where my friend's family lived. I also made one other slight deviation to my dad's birthplace in Iowa so I could send him a postcard with the town's postmark. When I arrived in that town, I stopped to ask someone where the post office was, then drove on. Suddenly a man ran from the Ford dealer shouting, "Your truck's on fire! Your truck's on fire!" I slammed on the brakes and started to pull the emergency brake and then realized it was already on. So the truck, filled with car, petrol, and fireworks, wasn't on fire, but it sure looked like it. I drove the rest of the way with no emergency brake as it had burnt out.
You didn't need it anyway.
No, that's right.
Yeah. It's only for emergencies.
That is exactly right. Now, I love these stories. Now, Phil.
Yes.
You have
my product.
Your product profile.
Product. Now, this is something we had in the store a long time ago.
Yes, and people
have
been wanting it.
Outed, and now it's back.
Yes.
And it's the original Hooters in the orange color. That's the Hooter brand. Wing breast.
Bit Freudian there, but true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Breading. Wing breading, not breasting. Yes. So it says you could try it on shrimp, fish, veggies, and more. But if you really want, your wings to taste good.
Mhm.
So you put this on first. And however they mix up the wheat flour and the salt and the spices and whatever they put in there, and then you fry it, and then you coat it with your wing
Yep.
sauce, and it just clings to it, and it just comes out crispy, and it's just the way to do it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, we used to. I mean, it was 10 years ago, probably our most popular item in the store,
Absolutely.
and then all of a sudden disappeared. We couldn't get it,
Yes, I
and
remember
now
that.
we got it. It's
Ah.
back.
Are the sauces around town again or not?
We have put orders into them. I don't remember saying. I was just over by the sauces. We
Yep.
got a lot of wing sauces, including wing time back again.
Yes,
So yeah,
which is great
yeah.
wing time.
So,
But I'm so happy to see that because so many people loved it.
Yeah.
So give that a go.
Hmm.
And we've got knowledge nuggets. Now, just remember, if anyone out there disagrees with us or has a better knowledge nugget or something that you want to add, send it through to podcast@usafoods.com.au.
Muffy could very well have feedback on this whole show.
Yes, please. Yes, please. So, mine, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first because I don't have any.
Think time.
Think time.
Ding.
Ding.
Okay, so mine is just very simple because I bought some bacon recently and I
Yeah.
froze some of it. When I freeze my bacon,
Mhm.
I put it out on baking paper like wax paper, and I line it up and I kind of stack it up next to each other, so I can take 3 pieces of bacon out or 5
Good
pieces of bacon,
idea, Barbara.
and it freezes flat, so you can put it in a Ziploc and then stick
Put
it
in
in the freezer. And then once it's frozen, you can put it sideways because it's solid. And you kind of, if you need some freezer space,
Yep.
and it's handy dandy. Thought of anything yet, Phil?
No,
No.
other than my hands are getting wet.
The dog.
The dog
The
is
dog.
licking my fingers.
And you're letting him though, Phil.
Yeah, I
you
know.
know, you're just not. You're encouraging it.
All right, let's go gas now. Okay.
First of all, I'll have you read it, but Stephen Colbert mentioned it on his show, so I'm sure you can YouTube this after the conversation. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay, so a massive Cheez-It was first found at Taco Bell. It's now only in Irvine, California.
Right.
I used to live down there in Orange County. So Irvine is right by John Wayne Airport.
Yes.
That's Irvine. So it's 16 times the standard size as a regular big Cheez-It. So it's a big Cheez-It tostada. The meal layers ground beef, sour cream, tomato, lettuce, cheddar cheese, and on a cheesy cracker for $2.49.
Oh, my
Probably
God.
now $3.49 by the time you get there, Barbara.
Yeah, it's true.
It is described as an abundant, cheesy, and nostalgic yet magically modern dining experience, according to the release. The second item Taco Bell is testing is Big Cheez-It Crunch Supreme.
Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Where replaces the internal tostita shell with the giant Cheez-It for $4.29. It is packed with the usual ingredients.
Yes.
They are unusual to some people, including beef, nacho cheese sauce, lettuce, tomato, and sour cream.
This experiment sounds right up my alley. Ainsley went to Taco Bell a while back and brought me home a Crunch Wrap Supreme. I had never seen it before because we just had the Burrito Supreme and Taco Bell Grande. And it's a tostada with all the stuff. And then they wrap it in a flour tortilla and then they grill it so it all sticks together.
Well,
so
last time I was at Taco Bell that I had, not on my last trip, this is going back pre-COVID, they were doing the taco shells out of chicken.
Oh,
so it was like a fried chicken shell.
You always got to come up with something new, but eventually we run out of ideas, don't we?
Think of something else.
Okay. Now, we would like to, before we talk about next week's show and finish up, we'd like to thank everyone who attended the shop on July 2nd to celebrate Canada Day and 4th of July. Hope you enjoyed the day.
Yes, I hope so.
It's one of those very special times where we get to see lots of people. And so, again, thank you very much for your patronage.
Okay. And next week's show, we're going to talk about jailbreaks.
Well, jail food.
Oh, jail food. But jail breaks.
Yes,
You got
well,
jail breaks there.
yes,
Well,
I
you
know.
break into jail to eat.
He was being
Jail
fancy.
breaks.
He's being fancy, but a few things. I found someone that used to cook in her jail cell.
Martha Stewart. You know I was going to say something about it.
I knew it, but no. So I think from that to the food that they offer in prison, and so a few other things. So we'll, not just the fruit wine that they make. We'll find out.
In fact, speaking of Martha, we do have some of our new products coming in.
Tell me. So we've got the cake mixes.
Yeah,
maybe?
the cake mixes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't tell you.
Can't
you can
tell
tell
you.
me. I can't keep a secret. Sorry.
That's a good thing.
That's I was saying. Now, Phil, do you want to do this one?
No, you can do it. It's
Well, they were asking. This comes from asking Julia, child, Auntie Julia in our house. Is there any food that you hate? She said, I just hate health food.
It can be pretty boring.
It can be.
Yeah.
God bless
But
her.
they have come a long way, health food. I mean, back in her day, it was,
It was like those
a kale
Wassler
sandwich.
crackers and
but-
cottage cheese and
Yeah.
all of that. We are better now. Now, you can have butter and roast chicken and all those things.
That's
that
not
you
health
did.
food. No, most health food people are vegetarians, or vegan.
Well, you can be a clean carnivore as well.
Well, I figured if the chicken is eating or the cow is eating grass, he's a vegetarian already.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're just part of the circle of life. That's all it is.
That's it. Okay.
On that note.
Yeah, I know. Just keep those cards and letters coming in, folks. Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Next week. Bye.
Just don't make me choose.